Good evening, good evening, good evening once again, everyone. Welcome to this month's edition of the Ask Me, featuring Miss Mary Finner and Miss Pat Bogle. My name is Thomas Robertson, but everyone just calls me Duke. I'm the Technology and Metrics Director for Oak Hill Regional Community Development Corporation, which is the parent corporation of Healthy Kids Mississippi. We recognize our board chair, Jennifer Garrett, our executive director, Dr. Michael O'Miner, and our project director, Mrs. Lottie Miner. In addition to this Zoomcast, we are restreaming this evening's webinar on our Oak Hill Regional CDC and Healthy Kids Mississippi Facebook pages. Feel free to like and share on your social media pages. Also, don't forget to post any questions or comments that you may have in the comment section, and we will be more than happy to answer those questions that you may have along the way. We will make sure we do our best in doing that, but we do have a lot of questions tonight. But without prolonging any time, I'm going to turn it over to the stars of the show, Miss Mary Finner and Miss Pat Bogle. Ladies, you may take it away.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, we're going to start with our questions. The first question we have that someone sent to us: I am the guardian of 3 of my grandchildren. I am unemployed with minimum income. Can I apply for Medicaid for myself? Well, the answer is yes, you can apply for Medicaid for yourself. You have to show proof of relationship. And if you're a guardian, then you can show your guardianship papers, and that's it. And you should be eligible for Medicaid.
Okay. Well, this is Pat Bogle. We're delighted to be with you this evening. And one of our next questions, we have, what do I do if a doctor or provider refuses to take my Medicaid coverage? Okay. And the answer to that question is you will need to contact your Medicaid worker or the Medicaid office to see if it's possible to switch the coverage you have to a coverage the doctor or provider will accept. But make sure that you find out from the provider what health benefits, what health coverage they accept. But yes, it's contact your Medicaid worker or the Medicaid office first, okay? And it should be possible to switch the coverage.
Okay. Our next question is, my daughter will become 19 in October. What kind of health insurance assistance can I get for her after she ages out of Medicaid at 19? Because once you turn 19 years old and you do not have any children, you are no longer eligible for Medicaid. So what you can do, because you aged out and you were denied Medicaid, you can apply for the Affordable Care Act through a special enrollment period. So if you've been denied, but you have to act fast so you don't pass the time, because I think they allow you maybe 6 months or 3 to 6 months or something like that to apply when you've been denied Medicaid. So it's called Affordable Care Act, and it's through the special enrollment period. And we have navigators that work here at Oak Hill Regional, and they will be able to assist you with applying for insurance through the Affordable Care Act.
Okay. And we have another question. I am 26 years old and I'm not working. I have been unemployed for probably 3 or 4 years. I was recently hospitalized for an illness, and after being released, I have to have further medical treatment. Where can I find help? Okay. Now, the answer to that question is Oak Hill Regional Community Development has qualified assisters that can help you with assistance from federally qualified community health centers in the Mississippi area. And one actually should be closer to your area. The federally qualified community health centers offer free or discounted health services. Okay, well, actually, they operate on a sliding fee schedule. So all you have to do is call the Oak Hill Regional Community Development at 662-298-3584, and they will make sure that they connect you with our sister, Sister Bettina Campbell. She can help you.
Okay, we have another question here. My children don't have Medicaid or CHIP or any health insurance coverage. They don't get sick. So why do I need insurance? Well, everyone needs health insurance especially for preventive care, because you would want to, if something comes up, you would rather have a doctor that they see on a regular basis to let you know something is coming up, or you need to check into something instead of having to go to the emergency room. Because emergency rooms are higher than if you have your own doctor where you can take them on a regular basis. So it's best to have health insurance. So for your annual checkups, therefore you can stay ahead of what's going on instead of getting it on the tail end, or maybe when it's too late. Then you may find out in advance that something is happening and something is coming up. And say, for instance, you need medical services for something, emergency or something come up, then all of a sudden you don't have health insurance.
Right.
So how are you going to pay for it? So it's best to have it, even if you don't need it, than to need it and don't have it. So it's best especially we want our children to be covered. In case of emergencies, in case of services, in case they have to go for some kind of preventive care or dental care, because you want them to be checked out every year. So it's best to have it if you can get in. We have services at Oak Hill Community Health Regional Center that can help you with getting assistance with health insurance.
Right. And Sister Finner, we have the children, the tiniest, I believe it's probably maybe a year old. You may not think that, you may think it's too early actually to take your child to the dentist. Once they start cutting those teeth, it's okay to go ahead and do that, because, later on, once we start, you're saying you don't have insurance, okay, you get a toothache, and that comes from just the middle of nowhere. And if you already have that coverage, just go ahead and take your children to the dentist and get their teeth checked and clean, and so you kind of be prepared, when this type of thing occurs. But again, as Sister Finner said, it's you have to have that insurance. Now go ahead and get it. So when this happens, you don't have to be running to the Medicaid office or contacting a sister, at the last minute, to try to get some coverage. And okay, there's another question. I want to apply for Medicaid or CHIP for my child, but there is no Medicaid office in my town. What do I do, or where do I go to apply? Okay, now we've got the perfect answer for that. You may call one of our Medicaid sisters, and we can complete the application process with you over the phone with your written consent, or we can meet you to complete the application with you. Okay, we will submit the application online to Medicaid, or we can mail it or drop it off at the Medicaid office. A Medicaid worker from the Medicaid office will contact you, and normally it's within 10 to 30 days, requesting verifications they might need to process your application for approval. Now you can reach us. We have assisters available, and you can reach an assister with Healthy Kids Mississippi by calling 662-298-3584. Okay. Now, we don't take the place of a Medicaid worker, Medicaid specialist, but our goal is just to get you covered, okay? Or get kids covered.
Help you in your assistance for applying for Medicaid. That's our goal.
Yes.
Right. So, okay. Once I have been approved for Medicaid for my child or family and received our Medicaid cards, is that it? Well, no. Once you get approved, you have to do an annual, once a year, you have to do a redetermination to determine if you are still eligible for Medicaid. And right now, if you're not sure whether it's time for you to get redetermined or not, you need to contact your Medicaid office and ask them when is your redetermination date, or contact us and we can try to help you find out when your redetermination date is, because it's so important that you keep up with that so you won't be cut off. Now, also, if you've moved recently and have not reported your address to the Medicaid office, you need to contact them and report your address, because what happens is if they have sent out a letter for you to be redetermined and you do not receive that letter, or it goes back to the office because they do not forward mail, it goes back to the office, and what they do, they will terminate you, saying that they were not able to reach you. So it's important that they have your current address. Also, it's important that you know whether it's time for you to get redetermined or not, because they were rolling people over because of COVID-19. But as you can tell with how things are coming back slowly but surely to normal, they're going to start cutting people off from Medicaid and no longer rolling them over. So they will be trying to contact you. And if they can't contact you, then you would get, or your children would get terminated. So it's important that you keep up with that information with them. If you need our assistance in trying to find out certain things and we can try to help you, you can give us a call at 662-298-3584. Give us a call and we can try to assist you as much as we can. And it doesn't matter where you live, because we have sisters over the entire state of Mississippi, from the Gulf Coast as far and all the way up north, DeSoto County. So all the counties are covered. We have sisters in every county in the state, in this state. So if you need assistance, just give us a call and we can refer you to the right sister, to the right area. If you need to know your Medicaid office and you don't know, we can direct you to the right Medicaid office. We are there to help you with getting Medicaid for your children, or keeping Medicaid for yourself and your children.
That's right. That's right. Okay. There's another question. Okay. What if I just started working at a job when I applied for Medicaid or CHIP, and I do not have any check stubs yet to submit my income? Okay. Now that's a good question. Okay. You will have to get an income verification from your employer, verifying your weekly or your hourly income. Now, it would be really good to get your weekly income, but if you can't get that exact number for the week, if you can get your hourly income with the number of hours you work per week, and we will also need the start date of employment. Okay. And Medicaid can provide an income verification form for your employer as well. But don't worry about that. If you just started the job, you make sure that you report it. Okay. And then that way we can assist you with that, or basically get that income verification form from the Medicaid office. But you still can apply, because now most people, if you've been working for 2 or 3 months, for instance, this is March. Now, when you apply for Medicaid, you will be needing the previous month's income. For instance, you will need February income. So if you know that you worked 4 weeks during the month of February, just that means if you get paid weekly, of course, you've got to have 4 check stubs. And if you get paid bi-weekly, you have to have 2. And oftentimes, I think now, you can go online and pull up your check stubs. So, but again, if you just started and you don't know your weekly income, just make sure that you get that income verification form to your employer to get it to you as soon as possible. Don't miss that deadline.
Also, if you change jobs, say if you change jobs and say your previous job, your income was sort of high, and it may have, you may not have been eligible, and then now you got a newer job. You need to let them know that your income has changed,
Yeah.
and you might need an income verification for that, so that your children can stay on Medicaid. We just want everyone to stay on top of it, so that it's important that you have health insurance. And if Medicaid is for you, is there out there, you need to try to get it. And we just want you to be able to keep it.
Right.
Okay. What is the purpose of an assister if there's a Medicaid office that enrolls children and families for Medicaid? Now, that's what me and Miss Volga, that's what we do. What we do is that we are Medicaid assisters, and we do exactly what it says. We assist you in getting Medicaid. We do not approve you. We don't have that type of authority. We do not work for the Medicaid office. We actually work for Oak Hill Regional Development Center. And what we do is we help assist you with the application process. Sometimes if you work and you're not able to submit the application, we'll do that for you. We'll submit the application for you. Or if you live in a town where the Medicaid office is not necessarily in the town that you live in, we assist with putting the application in for you there. We want to make sure that you have, or your children have, Medicaid. So we assist you in any way possible that's legal for you to get Medicaid. So if you need our assistance, that's exactly what we do. We are Medicaid assistants.
Right. That's right. We are here for you. And again, we do not take the place of your Medicaid worker. Our goal is to, our objective is to assist you with the application process. And again, if that entails helping you to get your income verifications to the Medicaid office, we will help you with that. And so, but again, we're here for you.
Any type of verification information. So you might have to submit birth certificates. We can help you with that. Income, birth certificates, all of that, whatever they request that they need in order to process your application, we can assist you with getting that information to you. Either we'll drop it off at the office for you, or we'll submit it online so that they can get it along with your application. However, or we'll send it in the mail. However we need to do it, that's how we do it. And we're here to assist you with getting and keeping Medicaid.
Right. Now we don't order the birth certificates for you. If you need them, you have to take care of that. And we hope that you already have birth certificates, at home filed away. But we can get that. If you get it to us, we can get that information to the Medicaid office. And Sister Finner and I were talking earlier, a lot of times you're not able to get off work. Some of the jobs just won't allow you to, take off for, 30 minutes or an hour to go to an appointment. And so we can do it over the phone. And again, this will save you time, or you won't even have to worry about taking off work, and you may not even have transportation to get to the Medicaid office. We make it easier for you.
Okay.
Sister Finner, you want to go over the next? Do we have another question?
Okay. I applied for Medicaid 2 months ago for my 2 children and was denied because I went over the income limit. Since that time, my hours have decreased and my income has decreased as well. Can I reapply? How soon can I reapply? If my income is still over the limit and I am denied again, what are my choices for health coverage for my children? Okay. If you are over the income limit and your income has changed, it has decreased, your hours has decreased. I know one time they were doing these pandemic hours. I think a lot of places are no longer doing pandemic hours now, where they would allow you to work all these extra hours, and then the money was good, but it put you over the limit for Medicaid. So now once the pandemic is starting to slow down, we like somewhere in an endemic, then now your income has changed. So what you can do, you can reapply for Medicaid with that new income. You have to make sure that you have that your new check stubs, your new lower income, and you can reapply at any time. You can get denied one day, you can reapply the next day. If you have further information showing that your income has changed, you can get denied 1 month, you can reapply the following month. There's no limit on how many times you can apply. If you get denied again, and 2 months from now, I am going to have lower income for whatever reason. Maybe overtime was mandatory. Now it's no longer mandatory. So I'm not getting any overtime. So you can reapply again. Once there's no limit of the times that you can reapply. If you get denied and you feel like, well, next month I know I'm not going to have this type of income coming, just reapply. And we can help you with that. We can help you with those applications. We can help you reapply. And one of the questions was, if my income is still over the limit and I am denied again, what are my choices for health coverage? Well, if you're over the income limit, say your income is steady, there's no chance that it's going to decrease. Some people are still doing that mandatory overtime because their jobs are, their employees are limited, so they are doing mandatory overtime. So if that's the case, then we can help you find a federally qualified, Ms. Boker, federally qualified
community health center.
Right, community health center that will be able to assist you with getting the medical or health services that you need. And they're all over the state of Mississippi. They're in DeSoto County,
Marshall.
We have some in Panola County, Marshall County, even down on the coast. They're all over. So, and DeSoto County has more than one. They have a few that deal with sliding scale applicants. So if you need assistance with that, we have one of our workers that work with us, Ms. Bettina Campbell. She can help you with finding a center for you to go to. And all you do is call our office at 662-298-3584 and ask to speak to Bettina Campbell, and we can get you to her, and she'll be able to assist you with finding a center that you can go to in the area that you live in. So there's always some type of help that we can assist you with, and if you're doing a special enrollment here, we can help you with applying for the Affordable Care Act as well. If you had some type of life change, say for instance, one of your children were on Medicaid, now they're no longer eligible for Medicaid. That's a life change. If your job changed, that's a life change. If you have some type of life change, then you may be eligible to receive insurance through the Affordable Care Act. So marriage, if you get married, or if you hate to say divorce or birth, so that type of thing, you may be eligible for getting insurance through the Affordable Care Act if you're no longer eligible for Medicaid. So just contact us. Even if you're not sure, you can call and ask questions, and we can help you with that to see if you are eligible. We can guide you through the process of trying to see if you're eligible for insurance through the Affordable Care Act. And if not, then we'll find you a federally qualified health center to help you so that you can go to and get assistance from there.
Right. And also, we just want to remind you that now we've been talking about aging out, and that's the age of 19. Now, once you turn 19, at the end of that birth month, then your Medicaid is going to be terminated. But over the last 2 years during the pandemic, there was a national health emergency. And of course, a lot of teenagers that turn 19, they are still receiving coverage, even after they turn 19, because of this emergency, this health emergency period. But as Sister Fenner said earlier, now the numbers are going down, and we're almost getting back to normal. We don't know what may come up, but right now we're almost getting back to normal, and so we don't know when this public health emergency is going to end. So we want you to be prepared for this, and just know that we're still here. We're able to assist you. We have navigators that can help you with the special enrollment period of the Affordable Health Care Act, insurance coverage, and also, again, we have the federally qualified health community health centers in case you don't qualify for ACA through the special enrollment period. So don't just give up, once it's canceled, your Medicaid or CHIP for your child that turned 19. Once it's canceled, don't give up there.
Right.
Don't give up there.
Right. And also, one other thing, if you, in order to be eligible for Medicaid, you have to live in the state of Mississippi.
Yes.
In order to be eligible. You can't live in another state and apply for Medicaid in Mississippi, like
Right.
Tennessee, or maybe someone asked a question about they were living in Alabama, but their children were going to school in Mississippi, which that seems sort of strange. Could they get Medicaid? But no, because they are actually residents of Alabama. So they're not eligible for Mississippi Medicaid. So yeah, you will have to apply for Medicaid in the state of Alabama, whichever state that you are a resident of. And you become a resident once you make the decision that you're going to live in Mississippi.
Yes.
Once you state that this is going to be, there's no waiting period. You don't have to be here a year. You don't have to be here 3 months. The day that you decide, well, today I am moving to Mississippi and I am a resident of Mississippi, then you can apply for Medicaid for your children.
Right. And oftentimes, when we're assisting consumers with applying for Medicaid, they're concerned about confidentiality. We are, it's the same. We are confidential with your information. So don't worry about us, getting it leaked out or getting it exposed, because we will get everything. Like if we receive your date of birth or your social security numbers, it's confidential. It's all confidential.
Right. We don't give out your information. We do not sell your information. The information is given to us strictly for you to apply, for us to help you to apply for Medicaid. That's strictly it, or with insurance through the Affordable Care Act. We do not give out your information to anybody. And once you give us the information, it's locked in a cabinet in a room that's locked in our office. So it's like double locked. And only certain people have access to that information. So it's not like somebody can come in off the streets and go back there and get your information. No, it's double locked, So we make sure that it's locked. We all make sure that it's locked, and only certain people have access to it anyway. So we do not give out your information. We understand there's so many scammers out there,
Yes.
and you talking to us over the phone, and you don't want to give us any information or give us your personal information. That's understandable.
Yes.
But one thing you need to know that if you want to apply for Medicaid, you're going to have to, if you put in an application, you have to use your Social Security number. That's one of the things that they need. So if you don't give it to us, when you apply for Medicaid, Medicaid is going to request the information. So you're going to have to even give it to us or give it to them. And we understand how it is. There's so many different scams and things out there, and people are doing so much with these cell phones. And we understand you don't want to give out the information over your phone, but you will have to give it up in order to get Medicaid. Now, if you're not applying and your children are applying and the parent is not applying, then we don't necessarily need the parent's Social Security number. But we do need, whoever's applying need to apply submit their Social Security number.
And even with the application process, we get your consent. We don't just do this on our own. We have to get your consent. So just know that, we're just not out here just taking applications. We're through a federally funded program. And again, our goal is just to help Mississippi get health insurance coverage.
Right. That's our main goal, is to help people, the residents of this state, to get Medicaid if they're eligible for it. We're here to help you get it.
Right.
So, but I do have another question here that someone sent. They recently moved to the state of Mississippi, and we sort of answered this question at the beginning, but they say they recently moved to the state of Mississippi. They just retired, but they're raising their grandchildren who are 4, 11, and 17. And they wanted to know, can they get health insurance for their grandchildren? And yes, if you have custody of your grandchildren, or if you're raising your grandchildren and they need Medicaid, all you need to do is show proof of relationship, and we'll be able to assist you with getting Medicaid for your grandchildren.
Right. And another thing I wanted to mention now, for pregnant individuals, we spoke about this at the last Ask Mary and Pat, but we just want to remind you that once you apply for pregnancy Medicaid, and if you're approved, you are covered through your 9-month period or through your pregnancy period. And once you have the baby and the baby is added to Medicaid, or the baby's automatically added to Medicaid, and then you are covered for 2 months after the birth of your child. And this is for, your postpartum visits. And we were hoping that it would be, extended for a year to give you a little more time to make sure that you have the coverage that you need after you have the baby. But right now, and it's been for so many years, you get 2 months coverage. Now, your baby is added automatically the date of birth, but remember, right before the child turns a year old, or when the child turns a year old, you have to renew your newborn baby. Well, it won't be a newborn then, but before that year is up, you'll have to renew. So be mindful that you will have to take care of this. Now, Medicaid will send you a letter, but as Sister Fenner said earlier, sometimes you may change your address, or that letter may come in the mail, and you may think, oh, that's just something, that's not important. You may look at it as if it's not important, but open it, because that could be your letter requesting that you complete your renewal. And that's for anyone that's approved. Annual renewals. Check your mail.
And when it's time, you should get something 2 months prior to your redetermination date. So if you know you received Medicaid in June last year, then you know April, start looking for that renewal letter.
Right.
If you don't receive it, then you can always contact us and say, well, I know I got Medicaid last year in June and I haven't received a letter. So, because letters do get lost, or maybe it went to the wrong address, you never know. And we can assist you with doing that redetermination. Just stay on top of it.
Yes.
Make sure you stay on top of it.
And again, we want to reinforce that we don't process your case. We complete your application and we submit it to Medicaid, and they process your application. They determine your eligibility and they approve or deny your case.
Right. We have nothing to do with the determination of your Medicaid. We just help you with filing the application. That's it.
Right.
We help you in any way that we can legally to file your case, so that's all we do is to assist you. And we have found to be pretty helpful with some people.
Right.
We have
and
returning.
We do get calls stating that they haven't received their cards. Now, we have no control over that, but we can, try to reach out to someone, or we just give you the number that you need to contact to see where your card is.
Right. Yes. We have consumers that contact us on a regular basis with helping with assistance with Medicaid because they're working most of the time and they can't get to the office for whatever reason, or they've tried to call and they can't get through. So we try to help as much as we can, and we've been successful with helping. So if you need any type of assistance, just contact our office and we'll assist you in the best way that we can. Sometimes we can't help everybody, but we try our best. We go the extra mile to try to help to make sure you get that Medicaid, whatever it takes that we can do.
Right.
That's what we do.
And I see in the chat, Mr. Clarence Campbell, he is one of our navigators with the program. And he says from his personal experience, he knows that Mary and Pat do an excellent job of walking an applicant through the process. We thank you so much, Mr. Campbell. We definitely do our very best.
Yes, we do. We find a way to help.
Right. And do we have any other questions? If you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll do our best to answer them. But again, we thank you so much for tuning in for this month's edition of Ask Mary and Pat about Medicaid and CHIP. Our main goal, and I can't stress this enough, our goal is to make sure that you have some type of health insurance coverage. So we're here for you. We're here for you.
Are there any more questions? Duke, do you see any more questions out there?
No, ma'am, I don't see any more.
Okay.
Okay,
then. So our next Ask Mary and Pat show will be April 25th at 6:00 p.m. And you can watch us on Facebook Live or on YouTube. And if you are not able to watch, someone that might have missed it, they can go back and look at it. And if you have any questions before we come back, you can always call us and ask us, and then we'll be able to answer the question on our next Mary and Pat webinar. And you can learn more about us at www.oakhillregionalcdc.com and also on www.healthykidsms.org. You can contact our office at 662-298-3584, or you can also text us at 662-689-9712. Once again, we acknowledge our board chair, Jennifer Garrett, our executive director, Dr. Michael O. Minor, and our project director, Mrs. Lottie Minor. This has been a production of Oak Hill Regional Community Development Corporation, belonging, building, and bridging in the Mid-South region and across the state of Mississippi.
Thank you so much again for tuning in. Don't forget to, you may have missed something. It's going to be posted on Facebook Live. You can go to Healthy Kids Mississippi and pull it up, and you can go back and watch it. And it should be up. Well, and is it indefinitely?
Yes, ma'am. Once it's posted on Facebook, it's on there forever.
Okay. But we appreciate you, and we appreciate all of the questions, and we hope that we answered the questions. We answered everything that you needed to know in these questions. And Sister Fenner, they're really they're keeping us on our toes.
They are with these questions, yes. And if anytime you ask a question and we can't answer at that particular time, we'll put it out there for you once we find out the answer.
Exactly.
Once we find out the answer, we'll get it to you.
Y'all both put your give you everybody your contact information just in case they want to ask questions to you.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Bogan.
Okay. Well, of course, I am Pat Boga, an assistant navigator, and you can reach me at 662-298-3584, and my extension is 109. Okay, that's 662-298-3584, extension 109.
Okay, I'm Mary Fenner, and I can be reached at 662-298-3584, extension 107. That's 662-298-3584, extension 107. And you can give us a call anytime between our office hours are at least from 10 to 5. Some days we're there later, some days we're there earlier, but at least from 10 to 5, we can get back with you. If you leave a message, we'll get back with you.
Right. And we enroll, 365 days of the year?
Oh, yes. You don't have to, there's no waiting period for Medicaid, no cutoff date. You can apply at any time.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
And again, we thank everyone for tuning in to us. We hope we have done something that you have got something out of what we have done on this evening. If you have any more questions that we didn't answer this evening, then you can always call the office, 662-298-3584, and we will get back with
you. Yes. Okay, and just remember, this is the time of the year for to enroll your child in Head Start or re-enroll your child in Head Start. And of course, in most schools, it's getting close to the time to, enroll them as well. So make sure that you have their physicals, the checkups that they need, that you have everything updated and ready. So you don't want to, have to prolong that process. But you can also talk to someone at your Head Start centers if you don't have your children enrolled in Medicaid and CHIP, and they will be able to help you or